use. Then the next step in selling your property for sale by owner is going to be CMA, a comparative market analysis. It's very detailed, right? So I don't want you to hold me to this. Quick disclaimer. For us as realtors, that we have so many tools, we can just pop in some numbers and it prints everything out. But I'll try to walk you through the steps on how to do a calculation. This is not only for homeowners, but also like investors. Investors that are looking at properties to buy and they want to make an offer, right? So for sale by owner, make an offer or sell a property. Comparative market analysis. I'll try to give you a quick breakdown on how to go about a CMA, how to calculate it, right? But once again, we have tools and calculators that we just pop in properties and it kind of prints everything out, details it out for us. But I'll try to just walk you through. So let's get to it. You take your property, which is the subject property, right? You get the address. Then you kind of do one of those Google circles, you know, you search the radius, the neighborhood, and you see, you know, you can do this on Zillow, you can do this on different websites, Trulia, Redfin, all these different websites to see what homes sold in that area. You can then drive to those homes, just take a visual, get a visual glimpse, see how it actually looks, because looks can be deceiving, right? So what you see online, these pictures can be edited, they can take it. I remember I bought a house and then the inside was like so bright on the picture. When I actually went in there, man, it was dark. They did some kind of lighting and everything. They can fool you, you know, so you never know. So go there, go try to view the property. You may not be able to go in the house, but you can just kind of look around and see what what the house looks like, the curb appeal, right? So make sure there are no like glaring differences between the houses that sold and yours. You want to narrow down the similarities to as close as you possibly can when you're doing a CMA. So you get your property, which is the target property, then we're going to give you two examples here real quick on how to do a CMA for a seller. You got your property, which is the target property. And in example one, we're going to look at three different properties, right? Property A, we're going to call it B and C. So let's say property A, your property, target property has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,000 square foot lot size and sells for 380, right? 380. I use that number because that's the median home price in the state of Maryland. So you got 380 grand. That's your target property. You got 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Lot size 2,000 square feet. 380 grand. Example 1 got 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Somewhere similar, 2,100 square feet. Sells for 375,000. Example 2, subject property 2, same, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, about let's say 1,900 square feet. Sells for 3,800. And then property C, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,000 square feet, same as yours, sells for 377,000. So you got 375, 380, and 377. You can say your price is fair. You price your home in a fair way, right? You can even ask a little more or a little less based on urgency to sell or whether you're trying to net the most. So that's very easy on how to calculate that. But sometimes you may be trying to calculate that and you look in your neighborhood and you don't see apples to apples, right? Excuse me. You got apples and oranges. They're both fruits, so both houses, but the subject property A got 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 2,100 square feet. It goes for 375 grand. Remember, your property, the target property, has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,000 square feet lot size, and you are asking 380 grand for it. You want to see if you're overpricing the house or underpricing the house. So now, subject property, as we mentioned, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 2,100 square feet. You're asking price. That price actually sold for. You want to look at what it was sold for, 375,000. Property B, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 3,500 square feet lot size. Sells for 395,000. Right? Subject property C. In your neighborhood, these are the only options you have to kind of weigh things. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,500 square feet, sells for 420 grand. So now, how would you know what your house cost? In example 2, what we'll do, because the similarities are kind of there, glaring the differences also are there. You got 3 bedrooms, 3 and then 4. You got a 2 bath, 3 baths, and 1. Then square footage is kind of up and down the place. How do you see if you're asking something a fair market value? I'll just say get a state certified appraiser, and they just give you an appraised value of your home. If you really think your house is worth a lot, but if you want to save costs on getting that appraiser, if the appraiser lowballs your house worth, you may not want to bring that up in selling, but the buyer can go get their appraisal, right? And say, hey, your house appraised for this much. You can say, well, that appraiser is wrong. This is what I think mine is worth because of the market, you know. So here's how you now argue your point. So example 2, you list all the differences in the properties, right? You want to state the differences. You list all the properties and you state the differences. So major differences, there are going to be a ton of differences in houses. Appliances are going to be different. Does this house have a fireplace, ceiling fans, door, knobs, the finish, paint on the cabinets, you know, the style of doors? All these things are going to be different. You want to look at the major differences, like garages. Is it an attached garage, no garage, or a detached garage? You want to look at bedrooms. You want to look at baths. You know, you want to look at the big major differences. Does it have a pool? Sometimes a door may not be a difference, but I remember this homeowner I knew who bought. I remember this homeowner I knew who bought, was it almost a $15,000 mahogany door, like handcrafted, and it was imported from Europe. It was just so expensive. Now, as a seller, you got that kind of door. Does the buyer care about that? They may not care about that. So that thing, it may just have sentimental value to you, but the buyer may not care about that door. But some buyers may care about that door, and that door may be something you want to factor in a CMA. It may not be, it may be. So some things are obvious differences: bedrooms, baths, garages, things like that, you know. But windows, they can be differences in whether you got a really old window or brand new windows, the manufacturer, things of that sort. But I'll just say this: the main thing people look at are like bedrooms, baths, square footage, and garage. How many car garages do you have? Is it attached to the house? Is it detached? So on and so forth. So you want to list those differences. So now let's try to break it down, right? We'll look at property A. The major difference versus your property is 1 bath. Your property has 2 baths. Property A has 1 bath. Your property, you asked 380 grand. Property A sold for 375 grand. So you look at the difference. then you can kind of say one bathroom is worth $5,000. As a realtor, we kind of use a bunch of properties and kind of get what the I don't want to say accurate value, but as close to accurate as you can kind of get a precise value of a bathroom cost. When all things being equal, when you calculate the difference in like 7 to 10 properties, let's say all of them have everything the same, and the only difference is the number of bathrooms, you can kind of get a median on the cost of a bathroom. For the sake of this video, we're only going to do 1, 2, 3 properties and kind of give you an idea on how to go about it. So your property, target property versus property A, the difference is bathroom. The price difference is $5,000. We note that $5,000 is the worth of a bathroom, right? Now you take property B, your property, target property versus property B. The main difference there is like the square footage. Your house has 2,000 square feet, your lot size, and the other lot size in property B has 3,500 square feet. That's the only difference. And the price difference is $15,000. You're asking $380,000, property B sold for $395,000. So you can kind of say 15,000 square feet. 1,500 square feet is worth $15,000. So the difference of 1,500 square feet is $15K, right? So now, here's how it gets interesting. You look at property C. So now looking at that, you can kind of easily say 500 square feet is worth $5K. 1,000 square feet is worth $10,000. 1,500 square feet, $15,000. You kind of get it, right? So now you take that into property B. It's just basic equation. If you got X plus Y equals Z, and then those two sides of the equation have to equal to each other, right? Same thing you're doing here. So property C versus your property, the difference, one bath, we already know a bathroom is worth $5,000. So instead of X, you put in $5,000, right? So it's A plus B plus C equals D. So we're going to say A is bathroom. Now we fill $5,000 in for bathroom. B is bedrooms, question mark. We don't know what a bedroom is worth. But C, A plus B plus C equals D. So we know what A is. A is a bathroom. That's $5,000 plus B, question mark. We don't know how much a bedroom is worth. Plus C, which is going to be the square footage. We now know 500 square footage is worth $5,000 based on property B, right? But like I said, you're going to get multiple properties, compare them, and then kind of get a tangible or common sense conclusion as to what the lot size is. But for the purpose of this video, let's stick to this, right? So $500, 500 more square footage in property C, but now you know that 500 square feet is $5,000. So now you got the price for A, you got the price for C. Now what is B gonna be, right? How do you know? You look at the total price of property C. Property C is $420,000. Your house is $380,000. So if we got $10,000 for the bath and the 500 square feet, you got to just know that that remaining $30,000 of difference is going to be the cost of that bedroom, right? So the bedroom is going to be worth $30,000. So one more bedroom is going to be worth $30,000. But like I say, just one example is not good enough. You want 3 examples are not good enough. You want to look at multiple properties and kind of get the value. Here's the trick to it, though. I remember one time I was talking about talking to a client for sale by owner, and we were discussing a CMA. His area is just so weird. Right next to him, there's a golf course, and the prices are super high. And down the street, it's like a rural area, a farm type area, older houses. So you really, just that square footage may not do you justice. For instance, Washington, D.C. is very small, and a few blocks over can be $1 million houses, and a few blocks down maybe a lot houses that are a lot cheaper, right? So that's the CMA. All things being equal, what's the difference? And then the trick here, though, is you don't subtract or add from your property. You subtract and add from the target property. So property A, $375K, the bathroom difference of one bath. If you got to add, if property A had more bathrooms, you add $5,000 to property A. But in this case, it's less, you subtract $5,000, right? Property B, 395 grand, you subtract the 15, you end up with 380 grand. Property C was 420 grand, you subtract the 40 grand difference, you get 380 grand. So out of those three properties, we ended up with 370 for property A, 380 for property B, and 380 for property C. This is saying all things being equal, plus or minus what the difference is, how much would this house have sold for, plus or minus this bathroom, plus or minus the extra square footage, plus or minus the extra bedroom, how much would this house have sold for. So now you see that 375 to 380, not too far off in what you're asking for. That's how you want to do it as a for sale by owner. But like I say, look at a ton of properties, you know, for realtors now, not only us, but it's just so automated, everything now, AI, right? You just punch in numbers, you kind of get a value. But it's always good because AI may not necessarily know that this neighborhood is, well, it may know, who knows, based on what they put into the systems now. But the crime rate, how current is that, or the golf course, or just, you know, how people feel about a neighborhood, you know. So these are things you as a realtor, knowing your market, you may have an edge. Forget what the computer pops out of the MLS when you punch in numbers. The style of the homes, is it a ranch, is it a colonial, whatever it may be. You want to take apples to apples, close, but also one street over may make a difference in the price, right? So know your neighborhood. And a couple things I want to note. I will look at more properties, as I said, not just three. This is only for the example. I will account for major differences. We're talking pools, garages, beds, baths, solar panels or something, right? Don't want to account for the little things. Every house is going to have a difference. You don't want to go counting every single faucet, every single, you know, cabinet. No, you just want to kind of get the gist of what the differences are. After